Welcome to Amazing Kitchen. Today I will be reviewing and comparing 10 unique instant ramen flavors. I'm sure everyone has had one in their lifetime, but the typical flavors you find on the supermarket shelves are like seafood, chicken, beef, maybe some sort of curry base. So today I'm gonna look for unique flavors. So let's get into it. I have 10 unique flavors of ramen in front of me. I will go into more details of each flavor later on. This is how it will be done. The instant ramen will be evaluated according to its taste, texture, and chewiness. Then a number of 1 to 5 will be assigned to each category, 1 being terrible and 5 being excellent. I will start by unpacking the individual ramen and place it in its respective bowl with their seasoning besides it. To evaluate the texture, chewiness, and flavor for all the ramen in a fair manner, all noodles will be cooked in a boiling water for 3 minutes, then rinse with cold water to stop its cooking. Then the noodles will be returned to its respective bowl, and the process will be repeated until all 10 noodles are cooked. By the way, a timer will be used for keeping track of cook time. To speed things up, 2 different flavors of ramen will be boiled at the same time. Now that the noodles are all cooked, the dry seasoning will be added over the ramen. We have a combination of dry and wet instant ramen flavors today. For the dry flavors, the seasoning will be mixed immediately once added to the noodle. For the wet flavors, hot water will be added right before serving. This is to ensure that the noodles will not become soggy because we have so many flavors to try. Now the fun part begins, tasting. For each flavor of ramen, 3 bites will be taken to evaluate each respective category, taste, texture, and chewiness. I will be rinsing my palate with green tea between tasting each flavor. So this is to prevent the residual flavor from affecting the taste of the following one. So let's get into it. The first flavor is green chili instant noodle from Indonesia. I selected this one because the noodle looks green, so I wanted to know if the noodles were actually made with green chili or is this simply due to the seasoning added. The taste is very pleasant, not overly spicy, just right in my opinion. The texture is good and the chewiness is just right, surprisingly good, because the packaging doesn't say a lot about how it should taste. So, the second flavor is Penang white curry. I thought this one is very interesting because I have seen green, red, or yellow curry, but white, this is a first. The taste is a bit too mild, not too exciting. I was hoping for more pronounced flavor with curry. The texture is a little mushy, not impressive at all. The chewiness is the same to be said, a bit too soft, so let us move on. The third is aglio e olio purple noodle. Interesting combination. Aglio e olio is synonymous with Italian pasta, but instant noodle, that got me curious how that would taste like. Then there's the purple wheat noodle, very different from the norm. This one is a dry mixed recipe, so no soup. The taste is too light. I almost cannot taste the olive oil or garlic in it. The texture in the mouth is not very exciting. In terms of chewiness, it receives a score of 3. Very average. Okay, let's get to the next one. Then this next one made me very curious. Potato ramen. The packaging even states that it is chewy, just the right one to be on this list of flavors today. Will this potato ramen taste a lot different from the regular noodles? I'm anxious to know. First, the taste. Too mild for my liking. Nothing special to talk about the broth, but the texture is nice, just like how a good noodle should be. Then finally, the chewiness. This is very, very chewy. Love the bounce when chewing this potato noodle, just amazing. For the fifth flavor, braised duck in purple noodle. Braised duck will be something I will cook at home, and it takes a lot of time to make this dish. So it got me very curious. When you can have this homemade delicacy in an easy to make instant noodle package, I quickly had to include it on the list of unique flavors. The taste, it is very pungent, but in a good way. Rich taste with good mouthfeel, great texture, and chewiness. Truly tastes like it is homemade. This is surprising. Okay, let's move on. This next one is Korean favorite. Cheese flavor instant ramen. I love cheese, but usually on sandwich or pasta, but instant ramen, this one I must give it a try. The taste is mild, just as expected because this is cheese flavor. But for those who are looking for cheesiness in this flavor, you may be a little disappointed. The texture is good and the chewiness is not bad also. If you have never tried something like this, you must give it a go. So moving on to our seventh flavor, this one is Japanese in origin. It is roasted black garlic broth. Maybe it is not as unique as the other flavor on this list, but anything that stays Japanese and garlic, it will get my attention. So I can imagine this will be a delicious flavor. Let's see. The taste is just like what you will get if it were eaten at a Japanese restaurant. There's a burst of garlic aroma in the initial bite, and it continues to fill your senses with every subsequent taste. Highly recommend this one. The texture and chewiness is just perfect among all I have tried so far. So the next one, this one is also Japanese. Hokkaido miso with secret spices. Anything from Hokkaido should be worth a try. And on top of it, it is a secret recipe. So since it is secret flavor, it must be unique. So now for the taste. Being a secret recipe, I expect more. It is not terrible, but I feel there's room for improvement. In terms of texture, it is spot on. Excellent mouthfeel. It can also be said for the chewiness also. So the ninth one is Chinese. This one is Chinese soybean paste with olive oil. This one is a dry mix recipe just like the alio and green chili previously. I know my soy sauce and fermented bean paste over my Chinese dishes, but I wonder how this will be like with the olive oil in a noodle form. So let us get to it. The taste is truly unique. I prefer the other flavor on this list. It will not be my first pick, that is for sure. The texture is a bit dry, I thought, maybe because it's a dry mix, but the previous two were not like this. The chewiness is a winner here. Very firm and enjoyable. But the looks is not very appetizing, but it's all subjective. Okay, let's move on to our last on the list, the Korean barbecue. The Korean barbecue is famous for its marinated meat cooked over a hot skillet, but for an instant noodle, this is unique. I'm very curious what this will taste like. Will it have the smoky taste of the meat cooked on the hot skillet, or will it be more like the special soy marinade used in seasoning the ingredients? Honestly, I'd rather have Korean barbecue the traditional way. Not very impressive. The texture is average, but the chewiness, it is definitely top-notch. Nothing bad to say about that. Okay, that is all the 10 unique flavors. So now I've tasted it all. I will choose my 3 favorite instant ramen based on the 3 evaluating categories. Coming in at first place is the roasted garlic flavor. It's just to die for. The texture, chewiness, and taste is just spot on. So our second place is braised duck purple noodle. The noodle is a wheat noodle, braised up, very nicely made. Something you wouldn't see in instant noodle because it's so time consuming to make right here at home. Well done on this braised duck flavor. Coming in at third place is green chili ramen. Surprisingly, this one was quite good. The texture, the taste, everything was just on par. I mean, it's a simple noodle, nothing fancy, just your home comfort food. So I gave this one the 3rd place. But of course, if you don't like spicy, then you might think otherwise. For those of you who wish to see the score of the 10 flavors, it is here for you to review. Just keep in mind, this is my opinion and not paid to say any of this. Let me know in the comment below which is your favorite pick, and share with us what other unique flavor you may have tried. Don't forget to give us a like if you like this episode. Let me know if you wish to see more of this type of video in the future. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.